Hi, today we're here to look at the chemical library and chemical assignment, and maybe we'll go into the formula settings on version 3.2. So first I'm going to just click on global settings. And what this shows me is that I have 4 washers and I have 6 suction devices. So I'm going to go down to my chemical library, which is already filled in, but we can just change a little. And so here, right off the bat, there's already chemicals in there. So it's very simple. How are you going to do it? You can just type in whatever your chemicals you are, 1 through 6, however you have them. You can assign them separately to a different pump if in case you put them in wrong, and we can take a look at that under chemical assignment. But here we can just make this into a softener, and we can then put our cost in, whatever our cost is. I'm just making up costs. Whatever, $15.90, and that's going to be based on a gallon. So we're also now going to hit advanced settings. And under advanced settings, you're going to see you have what type of chemical is it? Is it a normal, structured, or diluted? So normal is your standard chemical you're delivering. You want so many ounces, it's going to pump so many ounces. A structured chemical might be a very thick chemical, might be a very thick detergent, or it might be a starch. And by picking structured, it will dose 3 ounces at a time and then put a water flush in between them. So if you needed 9 ounces of that chemical, it would do it in 3 different doses. It would dose 3 ounces, put a little water, dose 3 ounces, put a little water, and then dose the last ounce and then do the flush. This way it doesn't clog up or get stuck in your tube. So that's structured, and you can change how many ounces of water or how many ounces of chemical. So if you wanted to go to 4 ounces or 2 ounces, you can do that as well. So we're going to put that back on normal. Or diluted would be if you were going to use one of our solenoid adapters on one of our wash series, and you're going to want to just control a water valve to dilute a dry chemical. And then if it's a dry chemical, you can change your dilution of that dry chemical. So you can say it's a 50% dilution. So there's your 3 types of chemicals. Most of it is going to be set for normal. You can also give your chemicals a priority. So reality is if multiple signals come in all at one time, we can call this like a detergent. And I'm going to say if I have multiple signals come in at one time, I want my detergent to be delivered first. Or it might be a softener because your softener is a short cycle. So you may say, okay, I want this one to take priority over all my other chemicals if it comes in. And then right here, your tank size, this is the size of your chemical tanks, which will then show up on your monitor page. If these are not filled in, they will not show up on your monitor page. So again, this is gallons. So you just, whatever your gallon size of your tank is, just put them in. Oop, that's a big tank. Go 40, hit apply. All your settings are now saved. You can also import or export your chemical library. So if you have multiple systems, you can just type it in once, export it to a file on your computer, and then just import it the next time. So, adding a chemical is just hit add a chemical, and let's type another chemical in. Whatever your name is, put that in. Let's put a dollar figure in real quick. And we're all set. We can put that in as a 10-gallon tank, and we're going to hit apply. And now we're good to go. That's all there is to putting your chemical library in. So your chemical assignments. I like to hit advanced settings each time I go to a different page because it just allows you to see everything that you can fill in. So what this is it's going to tell you what your pump is for each. So we know we had 6 chemicals, but if I wanted to change this, I put a 7th one in. So now I want to change that pump to starch. That's all there is to it. Or if I put them in the wrong order, I plumbed them wrong. Oh, darn, I put my detergent now, my first one. I can just change that right here. There you go. So now it's just changed, and pump 1 will be your detergent. Pump 2 is going to be your charge. It doesn't matter how you put them in your chemical library. You could assign them right here to your different pumps. Your flow meter is going to be per channel, meaning we only have one flow meter and we only have one channel. Your warning threshold. So in a Perry system, this will be when I'm going to get a signal when my squeeze tube is now worn out to 50%. So it's taken twice as long to pump the chemicals from what it was calibrated for. So now there's no reason to go just change a squeeze tube every month or every 3 months. You run that squeeze tube until you're now taking twice as long. It's standard, it's set for 30% reduction, but it's not a problem to change them to 50%. You're still going to get your proper amount of chemical. It's just going to take twice as long based on your calibration. The flow stability is going to be constantly running, and it's going to tell you how close you are to your calibration. So obviously, if you're right on the money, it's going to be 100%. As your tube starts to wear, or as your chemical changes due to due to temperature, you'll start seeing this drop. So 90%, 82%, 70%. When it starts getting down there, clearly this is going to be at 50%. You're going to get a warning that your tube is worn out. If you're on an air system, as soon as you're starting to drop below 70%, you need to recalibrate your system, at least that chemical, recalibrate that chemical. It could be changing in temperatures, and so you're not pumping what you did if you calibrated in the warm season. Now it's fall or winter, there definitely be a chemical change. So you just need to recalibrate it. You have your options to have a level sensor. So we have a level sensor module. You can put one sensor, or you can have 2 sensors. So you can have a warning sensor. I don't have a level sensor hooked up here, which would say, wherever you put your sensor, it's 20%. It's going to send a warning. And then you have a low level sensor. At this point, you can control what to do with the system when a low level sensor comes on. So if it came on for, let's just say, a charge or a bleach, you can turn that individual pump off, and it will just keep running all the other chemicals, but that bleach pump is off because you're at low level, meaning you're empty. But let's say the low level sensor went on detergent, you can actually shut the whole system down. If you don't have detergent, why keep running until that tank gets changed? So each one of these, you would just, again, anytime you make a change, hit apply, and you're all set. So that's where I'll stop this tutorial on. I will do your next one on your formula settings and washers. Thanks.